To discuss this, we're joined by political and security analyst Kachin Onuju. Kach, it's good to have you on the news. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
Well, let's begin with what worries you the most about these latest brazen attacks in Borno?
Oh, well, I will say we simply have to watch to be sure about the pattern. For a very long time, these attacks were arrested. We noticed under the Buhari presidency, the attacks were actually calmed. Now that we're seeing them come back again, it will be in a very coordinated fashion. I think we need to be calm to watch if they have come back again, because I know those that made it possible for these things to be calm during the Buhari presidency may have come back again against the Tinubu presidency due to what we see to be disagreements politically in the ruling party, which is the APC. So what is it that had stopped it during the days of Buhari presidency that had now brought it back in a coordinated form, as we saw? Because not only were they bombed at the wedding ceremony, there was also the coordination that saw the bombing go off at the hospital and also bombing go off at the burial site. So this is a coordinated attack on Gwoza, a town with a very strong amount of police people, because we know the police college is there, and is a very, very strong security outpost. And we believe that this may be a return of the previous violence that we had, that were kind of arrested during the Buhari presidency, but seem to now want to make a comeback under the Tinubu's presidency. I think we should not rush to any conclusion. Let us just watch to see what's going on. No doubt it is the Boko Haram.
All right. The Vice President has paid a condolence visit to the victims and family. What, in your view, is the import of these visits, considering we've had other suicide bombing cases, but this particular visit to Gwoza seems to have some significance?
Oh, well, it shows a government's quick response to this kind of thing. We've known that we've had some quality of violence before now, and we were complaining that the government did not seem to respond very fast. I do commend them for the very quick response that we have seen this time around. And we do pray it should continue. Not just the quick response in the case of the aftermath, but let that be also a quick response in terms of security people actually trying to plug the holes and going to arrest these people, because we know this kind of activities have been arrested across the borders in Cameroon and also in Niger and Chad. We should stop it in Nigeria. It's lasted long enough for us to know where these people are. It's lasted long enough for us to know who they are. If the government was able to stop these issues during the Buhari presidency, the government should also be able to stop it now under the Tinubu presidency. I do not want to believe it is as a consequence of the internal crisis in the APC, in which we've seen a lot of the supporters of the APC, but are no more supporting the Tinubu presidency.
So are you alluding, Kat, if I get you right, are you alluding that this might be more connected to politics than actual terrorism like we used to know?
Well, the original intentions of the terrorism was linked to politics. And that was why during the Buhari days, those who were happy that Buhari is in president, they kind of had this arrested. Why are we coming back to it now when Tinubu seems to be having issues with a lot of these party men from the northwest and also the far northeast? So that's why you cannot divulge this from being linked to politics. But that's why I'm saying, let's not rush to a full conclusion. Let's watch to see if this is a one-off or it is a beginning of a return to the old bad days.
Okay, quickly, I have two more questions for you, and we have to fit it in, even though we're time pressed. First off, besides this empathetic display by the federal government, which a lot of persons have commended, seeing that the vice president went there physically, what other actions do you expect to see in the coming days to show maybe some further commitment to the fight against terrorism?
Well, Tinubu needs to actually show that he can fight these people. Right now, he has enough intelligence to know who are the masterminds of the other side of midnight in the ruling alliance. If there are people that are not happy with him, which we know who they are, and they still have to go back to doing this. Don't forget, this is not the first time we've seen this terrorism in Kaduna State, where young children were arrested and they were taken to Dangobe in Katsina and they were brought back when he queried why this should continue. Now they've gone back now to as far as Gwoza, which is the northern part of Borno State, and this is a coordinated attack. I think the security services should go back to work. All right,
quickly, we're almost out of time for this conversation. Away from Borno, but still connected to security, we reported earlier that the customs today displayed over 100,000 rounds of live ammunition in Port Harcourt, imported from Turkey. What does this large number mean for the country's fight against insecurity?
Those weapons are not weapons of insecurity. Those are weapons that are normally sold. Those are pump-action guns, which are normally licensed ones. Those are not the type used by those involved in insecurity. So it doesn't really make sense that we start to commenting about that or start linking that to the issues of insecurity. If you look at the weapons, those are pump-actions, and those pump-actions are the regular types that the police gives licenses for that are sold. If they do not show us what it is, I do not believe there's any need to link the pump actions to the issues of insecurity. No, it is simply gun runners who sell guns in the civil markets.
All right, Catch, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you, as always, for speaking with us.
Thank you for having me.